Hey y'all, Catherine here. Welcome back to Ukulele Wine Time. Today we're going to learn how to play The Architect by Kacey Musgraves. Ukulele Wine Time. In this video, we're going to cover the verse chords, the chorus, the interlude. I'm going to give you a couple different strumming options from very basic and simple to a little more complex. We're going to talk about your vocal starting pitch, and then we'll, of course, do a full run-through of the song. If you need an overview of how to play these chords, you can look at the timestamps below. That's going to be at the very end of this video. By the way, this is my first video back from recovering from vocal surgery, so if I am a little bit, if you hear a little hoarseness to my voice, that's why, but I'm feeling much better. Thank you, everyone who has reached out, and it's good to be back. I'm also super excited. I get to see Kacey Musgraves live in concert this upcoming weekend. Also, her album, Deeper Well, which The Architect was on, was just nominated for a Grammy as well as The Architect. So perfect timing to learn and play this beautiful song. Also, to get in the Kacey mindset, I've got my cowboy boots on, so I'm ready to go. All right, let's do it. 3 important things before we get started, and that is the key. What key are we in? The time signature and the song form. So we'll start actually with time signature. So we're in 6/8 time feel. Normally our magic number in music is 4. We count our heartbeat of the song 1, 2, 3, 4. For this particular song, we're counting to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it kind of makes you want to sway. So we'll explore that more when we talk about strumming patterns. Let's talk about the key signature next. So the song is in the key of A. However, we're actually going to learn the chords in the key of G and then use a capo to bring it up to the key of A. So when I'm teaching the song in this video, you will need a capo to follow along with me. If you don't have one yet, this is your sign. It's time to get a capo for your ukulele. I'll put a couple down in the caption if you need some suggestions of what capo to get. If you don't have a capo and you really want to play this song today, you can play it in the key of G at home. Just know that it won't sound the same as what I'm teaching in the video. Also, I'm going to show the chords in the key of A at the very end of this video. So if you want to play along and just play it in the key of A, you can do that as well. By the way, this song just uses standard chords, so 1, 4, 5, and 6. So if you wanted to actually just transpose it to another key, check out this video where I teach you exactly how to do that. All right, let's talk form next. There are really only 2 sections of this song plus an interlude. So we've got the verse and the chorus. Then we go verse, chorus. Then there's an interlude, which you can choose to leave in if you'd like. And then we have another verse with a chorus at the end. The chorus just has a little extension. All right, let's get into it. First up, make sure your ukulele is in tune. Then you're going to take your capo and put it on the 2nd fret. This is going to move everything up a whole step. So each fret on your ukulele is a half step. So 1, 2 half steps equals a whole step. G to A. However, we're still going to be playing the chords in the key of G. Are you with me? Okay, good. The chords you'll need are G, C, D, and E minor. And then you'll also need a B minor 7 if you choose to play the interlude. Again, you can find all these chords at the end of this video. I'll walk through them slowly, how to play them. You can find that in the timestamp below. Let's play the verse. So our first chord progression is G, G, C, D. And each of those chords gets a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before changing to the next chord. And I'm just playing a simple downstroke per chord for now. We'll talk about strumming more later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. Let's look at the second half. G, C, G, D, G. And now our last G, D. On the first G, it's going to get a 1, 2, 3. And then you'll switch to D on the 4, 5, 6. And then the G following that gets a full count of 6. Let's try the second half. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3, D, 2, 3, G, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's put it all together before we add lyrics. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C, 2, 4, 5, 6, D, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 3, 4, 5, 6, C, G, 2, 3, D, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. Let's add some lyrics. This song has a lot of word anchors. So that means it's a word where the chord lines up exactly with that word. This is great if a goal of yours is singing while strumming. So we're going to use these anchors to help us stay in the right place. Our first G chord lines up with the word something, even something as small as an apple. And then the second G chord is apple. It's simple and somehow complex. So we've got simple with C, and then plex of complex is on our D chord. Sweet and divine, the perfect design. So we got sweet, perfect. Can I speak to the architect? You could line up, okay, so we got speak, architect. You could line up tect with G if you wanted to. Speak to the architect. The way she does it, it's a little before. Can you speak? Can I speak to the architect? I think you got it. Let's try it all out. There's another half to the lyrics, but I think we're ready to try the whole thing. Here we go. Again, we're just doing simple downstrokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even something as small as an apple. It's simple and somehow complex. Sweet and divine, the perfect design. Can I speak to the architect? And there's a canyon that cuts through the desert. Did it get there because of a flood? Was it devised, or were you surprised when you saw how grand it was? Beautiful job. Oh my gosh, I love this song so much. I'm so excited you're learning it with me. Okay, let's look at the chorus chords next. We're ready. We're going to start with an E minor. So our first chord progression, E minor, C, G, D. Those get 6 beats each. Let's do that first half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, E minor, 4, 5, 6, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The second half, G, C, 6 beats each. Then we've got another, we've got E minor, 1, 2, 3, and then D for 4, 5, 6. And then G for 6. Let's try that second half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, E minor, D, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's put it all together. Here's the chorus chord progression. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, E minor, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, E minor, 2, D, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's add lyrics. We got a couple more good word anchors in our chorus. Our E minor chord lines up with the word thought. Was it thought out at all, or just paint on a wall? Paint is with our C chord. Anything with G. Is there anything that you regret? D chord lines up with gret, the gret of regret. Regret. I don't understand. Don't with G. Are there blueprints or plans? Can I speak to the architect? Let's put it all together. Here we go. Chorus with lyrics. 1, 2, 3, 1. Was it thought out at all, or just paint on a wall? Is there anything that you regret? I don't understand. Are there blueprints or plans? Can I speak to the architect? Nice work. Here are the chords to the interlude. You might choose to omit this section if you're just playing this at home or like playing it around a campfire, but here it is if you would like to include it. So we've got C, G, B minor, C, and it does that twice in a row. And then there's an extra G at the very end. So let's try that. And by the way, our B minor 7, we're going to bar all the way across on our 4th fret. Let's try it out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 3, 4, 5, 6, B minor 7, 4, 5, 6, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, stay there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, B minor 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're extending there on an extra G chord. All right, now let's talk strumming pattern options. So far we've just been playing on beat 1, and that's our simple basic strumming pattern, just a downstroke on beat 1 or on the start of each chord. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So just on beat 1 or on that one measure that has 2 chords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Strumming pattern option 2 is to play on beats 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're splitting it in half, just adding more downstrokes. If you're singing while strumming, this is a nice way to keep it simple, but add in some extra downstrokes. So that would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even something as small as an apple. It's simple and somehow complex. 4, 5, 6. Sweet and divine. The perfect design. Can I speak to the architect? All right, just a little extra something. Strumming pattern option 3 is going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And that's over one measure. One count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll play that. I'm just going to repeat that on our G chord, which sounds like an A chord, okay? Because of our capo. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down, up, 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 down. Okay, a little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down, up, 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 down, up. If this is tricky for you, I highly recommend you check out my Intro to Strumming series where I talk about clock hand. So as you can see, my hand is moving in between my first down, down, up, down, up. So I'm keeping the beat. I'm going the whole time. Down, up, down, up. That's going to keep me on track and building a strong foundation of rhythm so that you can layer different, more complex strumming patterns on top and it's not going to mess you all up. You're still going to be able to put it all together and understand where you're at. So check out my strumming series. It takes you through this whole workshop on rhythm using your clock hand. It's going to make a lot more sense. Let's try out strumming pattern option 3 with the verse. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even something as small as an apple, it's simple and somehow complex, sweet and divine, the perfect design. Can I speak to the architect? And at the end there, you can omit the last up, down, up. So like on that last G chord, can I speak to the architect? Up, down, down. And I left off the last up, down, up. And just let that be a nice ending to the section. Your vocal starting pitch, you're starting on the third of that first chord. So if we're thinking of it in G, then your first note is going to be a B, and you'll find that by playing. So if you got your capo on and your G is here, it's going to be this note down an octave. Even something as small as an apple. Technically, we're in the key of A, so this note is actually a C sharp. So if you're a piano player, or if you're able to find that note on the piano, that's what note it is, or if you're actually playing the true chords in the key of A. But to find it with the capo, we're on the 4th fret of your A string. Even. All right, it's almost time for our full song run through. Before we do that, I want to take a moment and say cheers to you. Cheers. You're taking some creative time out of your day. You're building new neural pathways in your brain. And you're putting something positive out into the world. Even if it's just for you, you're making some music, you're doing something creative, and that is awesome. Something worth spending your time on. So thanks for being here. Thanks for learning with me. And that's my dog asking to come in. Let's do our full song run through. Our intro is just a G chord. And you'll hear me switching between the different strumming patterns. So I'm going to start simple, and then I'll work up to strumming pattern number 3, which I encourage you to do as well. You can make your own arrangements, add some creative strumming. So if you're at a point where you're like, I'm going to add some different contour to my song, that's a great thing to explore. But also just do what feels comfortable to you right now, and then you'll always have something to look forward to in your practice. By the way, if you would like your own printout of the song with the chord diagrams, the lyrics matched up with the chords, and a chart in slash notation which shows the counting for everything, that's available, linked below, available for my patrons over on Patreon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Even something as small as an apple, it's simple and somehow complex, sweet and divine, the perfect design. Can I speak to the architect? And there's a canyon that cuts through the desert. Did it get there because of the flood? Was it devised, or were you surprised when you saw how grand it was? Was it thought out at all, or just paint on a wall? Is there anything that you regret? I don't understand. Are there blueprints or plans? Can I speak to the architect? 1, 2, 3, here we go. Sometimes I look in the mirror, wish I could make a request. Could I pray the stars and the planets lined up. Does it happen by chance? Is it all happenstance? Do we have any say in this mess? Is it too late to make some more space? Can I speak to the architect? This life that we make, is it random or fake? Can I speak to the architect? Is there an architect? Nice work. As you can see, I did several different types of strumming patterns, so feel free to take the options here and then mix and match as you please. All right, thank you so much for learning this song with me today. I hope you enjoyed playing The Architect, and I will see you very soon. Cheers! Ukulele wine time! Here's the chord overview. So I've got my capo on the 2nd fret, and then I'm going to be playing my G chord on the 4th fret. So we're going to start with G. So I'm going to use my peace sign fingers. I'm going to land those first. Once again on the 4th fret. My first finger on my C string, then skip a string. My second finger on my A string. And then my ring finger comes down. We're on the 5th fret here with the dot. And that's on my E string. So it makes a little triangle on the fretboard. That's our G chord. But with the capo, it sounds like an A chord. It moves it up a whole step, okay? Next up is our C chord. All right, so normally we're on the 3rd fret, moving everything up 2 frets. So we're on the 5th fret, your 3rd finger, 5th fret of the A string. Okay, that's our 1 finger chord. You got the dot there. Next up is our D chord. I'm going to be playing it with these 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3. And we are on the 4th fret today for our D chord. Normally it's the 2nd fret. We're on the 4th fret with our capo. And they're straight across your G, C, and E string. And it's okay that they're a little bit, you just got to mush them in there. And I'm holding it up like this, but you want to have a straight wrist and your thumb in the back middle so that you get a better sound with your D chord. If you have any buzzy notes, play each string one at a time and see what's buzzing. You might need to push down harder or adjust your wrist and make sure that your thumb is in the back middle. Okay, so that's our D chord. What's next? E minor. Okay, so this is diagonal up the fretboard. So normally we're up higher right now. So the dot is our 5th fret, so we're on the 6th fret starting out. Your ring finger is on the C string. Your middle finger is on your E string, 5th fret. And your pointer finger or your first finger is on the 4th fret of your A string. So diagonal, and then you've got an open string here. Okay, that's your E minor chord. All right, and then if you're playing the interlude, you'll need a B minor 7. So we're going to bar all the way across the 4th fret. If you need a little extra help there, you can have 2 fingers, one on top of each other. And you're pushing down. I've got my thumb in the back middle to get a nice sound. Once again, going down each string, making sure you're pushing hard enough to get a good sound there. Here are the chords in the key of A with no capo. So this puts you in the original key. So you can play along with Kacey Musgraves, or you can play along with this video, but just know that every time you see a G chord, it's going to be an A chord. So here's our A chord. Okay, every time you see a C chord for this video, it's going to be a D. Okay, so far key of A, we have A, D. Okay, we need an E chord. So every time you see a D chord, In the video, you're going to play an E. And then what do we need? Our last chord we need, F sharp minor. So here's our F sharp minor chord. So when you see the E minor chord on the chorus, you'll play this instead. Okay, and then C sharp minor is going to be, you're going to bar across the 4th fret. And that's only for the interlude if you decide to play the interlude. So where you see the B minor for the interlude, you'll now be playing a C sharp minor 7. Okay, hope that helps. Enjoy. Ukulele wine time.